but it's a disease called nematodes. It's basically a Hello everybody and welcome to this week's podcasty type of video. This week we're gonna go through Reddit threads, the hot Reddit threads about tarantulas. And today with me it's not Matitz but Grega. So welcome to the podcast type show. Basically, he is not a tarantula keeper. He doesn't know much about tarantulas.
Yeah, today we're gonna be checking out the Tarantulas subreddit. I've seen it before, and I think that it would be an interesting thing for you to see, so let's see some threads.
He's come today to record some videos, and this is the first thing. So let's go through some topics, and he will have mostly questions about tarantulas, and I'll ask him stuff, and we'll just go with the flow. So let's go. Okay, this is the first thread I think you would be interested in. It's arboreal spider, and it's not in a good position. Arboreals are meant to be, you know what arboreal means?
No, not clue.
Okay, arboreals are off ground, and there are tree spiders,
Okay.
basically. And terrestrial spiders live on the ground. Fossorial means they live in the ground. So arboreals, tarantulas, or any spiders are on the tree trunks in nature, and in captivity we usually keep them in like a cork bark situation where they can hide. And you can you spot the problem with this spider?
There I see the white spot.
Yeah, that's the mouth part, but it's a disease called nematodes. It's basically a parasitic insect, appears in their system, and it means they're gonna die.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no cure?
No, not really. How they get nematodes is not best known. Basically, they can get it from their food and their environment. But, you know, the problem with tarantula hobbies and everything is you can take, like, if you have a normal pet like you do, a dog, you can take it to the vet, and the vet will tell you what's wrong with it. There's not many vets that are specialized in tarantulas that can tell you what the disease is and how to treat it. So that's a bad thing about tarantulas. So yeah, in the comments there, yeah, nematodes, you can see that it's a horrible disease. I don't think I ever had tarantulas with nematodes, so I'm knocking on wood right now. But yeah, usually they are sold in, like, tarantulas that have them are sold like in pet shops. That's the problem with pet shops. Sometimes they just sell you a tarantula that is sick, and because they caught them from nature, and in nature they have this disease more often than, because like in at home you don't have that many accesses to bacteria and stuff because you do clean the enclosure regularly, but in nature it's not clean, so that's why it can happen. Yeah, it's dangerous. What is this? People are so, sometimes every time I read comments it's just treatments. Yeah, I'm not trying to, yeah. It's basically nothing. This tarantula, it's unfortunately gonna die in a few days or a day, because it stops tarantula from ingesting anything, and if it can't ingest water through any type of way, it dies. So it's a bad thing. Okay, you know what a tarantula happy dance is? You don't know that? Okay.
I mean, I already saw it a few times.
But do you know why it does it?
Is it because of it's happy or?
No.
Okay. Then I'm not sure.
Okay. A tarantula happy dance is it's you see it's spinning around and you see its abdomen, those two things that it has on the abdomen, on the ass basically, like those two things are spinnerets, and they produce silk and tarantula webbing. So what it's doing is laying web on the floor, and preparing to put the meal that it's not gonna eat in that webbing and save it for later. And it basically keeps it safe because no one's gonna touch the webbing of a spider, and it prevents from, I don't know, exposure to something. I don't know the full thing, but yeah, it basically is gonna put the meal that it hasn't eaten, because you know how tarantula eats, it sucks the nutrients from the prey, and if it doesn't eat it fully, it's gonna put it in that webbing, and that's gonna leave it and eat it later. So it's kind of a fridge for them, that kind of a way. Okay, next topic. This is more of a topic for me, but you can input it in any shape or form if you have an input on it. The thing is, like, this is asking for sexing. Sexing is determining what gender the spider is. So people are 90% sure that you can sex the tarantula from looking at what from underside of their body. So in between those white things, this is the book lungs. This is called the lungs. It can breathe through that. Tarantula breathes through that. And in the middle here is the spermatheca. This is the tarantula sex organ that females have. And if it looks like it's a flap, it's a female. If it doesn't have that and it's just a straight line, nothing in there that looks like a flap, it's a male. That's the way you can determine the sex from like underneath the tarantula, and if it's not mature, because the mature male looks completely different. It has longer legs, it has the pedipalps on front, but that's like if it's matured. I don't like to sex this way because it's not 100% proven. Some tarantulas have different spermathecas, different sex organs. They look differently, so it's not 100% proof. And you can see, this is the type of I will show you with the tarantulas in real life, but this is the type of a line that you're looking for, and that is a sign it's a female. But again, on smaller tarantulas, they're like under 10 centimeters, it's not as pronounced as it looks here, so you're not 100% sure. And that's called ventral sexing, because you can see it through a vent or something like that.
Interesting.
You're looking basically for this line here, and that's the thing you're looking for. But yeah, it's not 100% sure way, and this is the spider, how the spider looks. So it's a nice that was Pantalori species. So yeah, my opinion is that if you want to be 100% sure about sexing tarantulas, just when they molt, you can take out the molt, and if you moisten up the molt with water, you can see the inside of this, and there's a thing I can show you. There it is. That's how it looks on the inside, and that is a female organ. That is a spermatheca, and that is 1000% a female. So the easier way is to look from the molt that you get when tarantula molts. And as you can see here, there are different types of spermathecas. They don't look the same. It's very dependent on the species. So this is also, if you look like a tarantula that is similar, this is also a way to determine the species, because each species have a different type of spermatheca. So yeah, it's like different types. You can see this is a very small type of spider, but it still has that. So that's the easier way to look into it. That's why I don't like the ventral sexing, but it's a type of way you can prove it, and this is, I think, a male because it has nothing in it, because you can see. So that's the thing on ventral sexing. Yeah, easier way. Look at the mold. Eventually, you will have a mold that you can pull apart, or not pull apart. You can look into it, and it's not gonna get crushed, and you can see the sex that way. So, next topic. Again, the ventral sexing. I don't know. People are not commenting, but I think that's a male, but you know, you can't be for sure. That's why. See, that's how the mold of the tarantula looks like. And in that, you can spread it with pincers if it's moist enough, and then you can see the spermatheca. So there's just a lot of people posting spiders and everything. That's the molting tarantula as well. Yeah. You know what this is without looking at the comments?
Yeah, I already saw the comments.
Yeah, but this is basically the male sex organ. It has on its two front legs. So if you look at we'll go back at some picture of a tarantula. Basically, male sex organs are located in those two front legs that are not front legs. They're called pedipalps. And when the male matures, they become like little boxing gloves. And basically, it's a needle that inserts into a spermatheca. So that's the way they reproduce. So that's definitely a mature male, and you can see like you can see it's a needle that's pointed inwards, and when it wants to mate, it just inserts into a spermatheca. So yeah, better footage of a sexing video. You can see you spread the mold that way, and that it's see clearly, but I think it's a female. Not 100% sure, but yeah, that's the way you can look at it. There's just a lot of videos of people filming their tarantulas. But yeah, this is a arboreal type of enclosure. It has cork bark behind it, so tarantula can hide in it. And this is the type of species that needs ventral, what is this called? I don't know. It needs ventral holes so the air can go through it. It doesn't like stale air. That's why it has more ventilation holes. That's what happens. So there. So it needs like open type of enclosure, but you can't have it in open type of enclosure because then it's just gonna escape. So that's a boreal type enclosure. It's quite a nice one actually. This is also one type of it. Okay. That's you know what a threat posture is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a type of a threat posture. Tarantula is not really, I don't know, at least I don't have experience with them just lunging at you and trying to bite you, because that's not a tarantula's way of defending. It's gonna strike on the ground and make you like, it's gonna bite, but that's pretty much it. It can't do much more. And when tarantula realizes that you're not gonna go away, what does it do?
Yeah, it hides.
Yeah, it hides or it runs away, because that's all it can do. Oh. Okay, this is a terrestrial type of enclosure. You can see the difference. It's usually filled up to this black part, which are vents, airways. The air can go in and out, and it's usually filled up to that with soil or potting soil or whatever, and then to terrestrial tarantula can live in there.
Yeah. Well, what was the thread about? What did it say? Would this enclosure be good? It would,
Yeah.
because probably he needs to fill it up and.
It needs to fill it up, and also, I don't know, I would usually put a hide in, because if a tarantula has a lot of space to climb,
Yeah.
it can hurt itself if it falls down. So
I see.
I would usually put it in a slope type, basically like less soil here and more to that side. So if it climbs on this back side and it can't fall off. It's better that way. So yeah, for a terrestrial type of spider, it's good enough. I think it's like a 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. That's usually like an exoterra. Like I have a lot of them. So that's usually like a normal tarantula size enclosure. Like usually the tarantula sizes are like 13 to 16 centimeters in leg span. And that's usually the normal size, so they don't need more if it's like a normal tarantula size. So.
Do tarantulas scream?
No, they don't make a sound. They don't scream, but they do make a sound. You know the intro to my videos? That's a tarantula hissing or stridulating, it's called. It's basically brushing its front two legs together to make a sound to scare you. So that's the stridulating part, or kind of a hissing sound. It's basically them making a sound to scare you off.
No.
But that's all they can do. They don't have vocal cords, so they can't really make a sound.
But yeah, a lot of the Reddit is, I see, usually mostly for enthusiasts. It's not really that much about advice, as I saw. There's also a lot of different subreddits for it. There's a Discord for it. So yeah, but it's interesting to see all the different tarantulas in their environment. Although I do think that most of these are probably for the American audience. I saw a lot of signs that they're from the States. So yeah, it's very interesting.
You know how you can spot if the user is from America or not? They don't use Latin names.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't think it's a good way. I don't know. They just don't want to learn them. And I think that every time I use a tarantula name or just talking about tarantula, I always use Latin name, because that way people know what tarantula is. Because common names are not as estimated or as like, I don't know how to describe it, as like as a, they can sometimes be just a placeholder.
Yeah.
So they are not set in stone. That's what I wanted to say. And it's just they can change, but when the Latin names change, they, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a publishing thing, and the author in the tarantula community uploads the thing, and it's like a whole thing. But common names can just change, and people don't use them properly, and then you don't know what tarantula is, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole stuff. So
Well, interesting. Next time we'll browse, we'll probably sort them a bit because I see that they have the text to it, so it's pictures, help, discussions or sexing and stuff. So yeah, we should definitely check some help threads and try to figure out what the problems are.
okay, maybe the last topic we're gonna talk about today and discuss and just review it. You know what communal tarantula means?
Yeah, you've talked about it before, that some tarantulas can live in, how do you say, in harmony in society with one another.
Yeah, this is a species called Monocentropus balfouri. It says only located, I think it's only located. Don't hold me to 100% like certain, but I think it's only located in Socotra. And basically they do live like this in the wild. They live in like a group of like 30 to 15 to 30 tarantulas, and they just cohabit and feed each other and everything. I still do have I think I had exec of them, and some of them they still live with their mother, and none of them bite, so they do cohabit even if they're bigger. I think they're about 10 centimeters in leg span. Still, I will separate them when they mature, so they don't breed with their mother, because that's just a wrong thing to do. But yeah, they do cohabit and live nicely. There are some species that people think they can cohabit, but I think there are a bunch of Poecilotherias that species that they can cohabit, and some others, but do the research, because people always say Neoholoteva ince species can cohabit, but in my experience they just eat each other. So I used to have them like 5 years ago now, and they just ate each other. So
Yeah, that's not good.
it's not a good idea to go off. But yeah, I think this is gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think we went through some beginner things again, but it's helpful because the whole point of this video is to maybe a new viewer who is new into hobby will see this, and it will be helpful to him. That's the whole point of this podcasty type of videos. It's for beginners and experienced keepers alike, to share their opinions and just be a part of the tarantula community. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed it, Gregor.
Yeah, it was a nice experience.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Share the video, subscribe down below, comment. As I mentioned in the last video, I do respond to every comment there is. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye-bye.
Bye.